Hi, I'm Melissa, your free range psychic. Today is May 29th, and it is Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. Today, I thought that I would do a guided tarot reading on the school shootings and to put them into context, to understand why they happen, or do our best, and possibly what are the remedies that can stop them in their tracks. I'm going to be reading from the Ciro Marchetti Gilded Tarot, and there is an oracle card for us from the Messenger Oracle deck by Ravenne Phelan, and a musical interlude at the end. Okay, so the subject card in this tarot reading for this particular event is the Devil. So the Devil is the shooter, what inspired the shooter, but also the legislators who are blocking stricter gun laws and background checks, and then all the way up to the House and the Senate, the GOP, and also the people who are funding the blockage of these bills. And then, of course, the NRA and Putin. I'm not sure that I mentioned Putin before, but this is what is fueling this. It's not ignorance, and it's not just a byproduct. This is the intent, okay? Above, this is the shooter himself and his intent, the Five of... So this was the Devil, right? This is the Five of Swords in the near past, the Tower, and this is the actual event. This shooter breaking into the school and then causing this tragedy. Then below, the motivation again is attack. This is a domestic terrorist. He's on his way to kill people, kill little children, and then if he's going to die, his intent is to die himself. This is a suicide bomber, and this is what happens. The Ten of Swords, the intent and the actuality of all the murder that was committed. In the future, Nine of Swords. So this is the ramifications, us being left scared and fearful and feeling powerlessness and wondering what's going to happen next, worrying about our children. This is America. And this is what we're scared of, death. Random terrorism. So the overarching card here, interestingly enough, is the Three of Pentacles. So this is the guides indicating the dark web involvement, the back channel, how these mass shooters are groomed and aided and assisted somehow, perhaps financially, or given the means that there's some tangible support that if we really investigated and connected the dots, we would find this. This is Russia, this is the NRA, this is also Mike Flynn, Steve Bannon. These kinds of seemingly random acts of terrorism and violence work for the Flynns and the Bannons of the world to bring about chaos and disorder and to topple our democracy. And this is also, via Putin. And interestingly enough, I did read that the dark web is funded by cryptocurrency. They go hand in hand. So I wonder, like, what the recent cryptocurrency crashes is, how it's going to influence them. But it's all supported by like cryptocurrency for the most part. And then the future. So my guides say that this is, the Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. This is the House and the Senate working assiduously on creating stricter and more broad gun control bills, background checks, etc. I asked the guides, well, is this going to be effective? How is this going to work? And they say it all depends on the elections. And that's why it's so important to vote for Democrats, because if Democrats get in, these bills will pass. And I'm not saying all the GOP are against them, but certainly there is a huge amount of them that want to block these bills. And that is the same reason my guides say that we can't even get at the dark web like we should, because I did ask them what the solution was for this. So yes, solutions are definitely within stricter laws, right? But also the guides say bringing sunlight onto the dark web and the use of social media and the internet, and also the people who are behind the groomers that allegedly find these vulnerable young men and get them to cause this. And if we can do that, and we can also have more surveillance, more vigilance on this, on the dark web and social media, then they're less likely to happen, because they really do get organized and funded and aided, etc., and then allowed to happen in the darkness. So we need to bring sunlight on this. We really need to go down the line since 2000 or something, how each mass shooter used social media, what was the context to look at, if we can still have access to their phones, what were the texts. Not that this hasn't been done, but to do it in a way which is overarching, to look for patterns. And I did find a very interesting conversation on Twitter, and somebody was mentioning the Sandman, who was referenced in this most recent shooter's manifesto in Uvalde, and his name was Sandman. So he seems to have been potentially present in the social media context of other shooters. What is that conversation? Who are the people who are aiding and abetting, or at least supporting this kind of thing and know in advance? I mean, this recent guy had like social media galore and YouTube videos and pronouncements that this is what he wanted to do. This is what it was going to be. He did have mental health treatment, etc., but they always seem to fall through the cracks. And they usually have parents or grandparents who are very supportive of their access to guns, and who try to downplay the sociopathic nature of these kids. So not that they're all kids, but there's this whole like cluster, right? Parkland shooting and this Uvalde shooting, and so that is my reading. I think that we need to talk about it. It's kind of messy to talk about. It's hard to look at it all at once, just in this short video, but I'm hoping that it starts a conversation, or at least I can hear the conversation and what you think regarding all of this, and what kind of solutions are there. I do believe there are solutions. I honestly do. I think if we're proactive in terms of social media and the dark web, we can track these people. They don't set it up without that aspect of things. I'm pretty sure that they've all been in these groups. They've all had these conversations. They're all pretty well known. Why can't we have surveillance there? And why are these groups even allowed there? Maybe they need to be shut down, or at least they're very heavily audited. I'm not sure how these people slip through the cracks, except, yes, we can be upset and wish that the DOJ or the FBI could be more proactive, but then they run into problems with legislation that the GOP, for the most part, has enacted to stop them from doing that and to give these people more freedom because of reasons, right? Because of freedom. I'm going to now change tracks and read our Messenger Oracle card. So the card the guides have given us is Seek the Lesson. Wisdom is born from seeking the lesson in all experiences, both the good and the bad. It is born from the awareness that everything is connected and that it all happens for a reason, even when the reasons remain a mystery. Embrace a new idea, a new awareness, or the new knowledge that comes from listening to your internal voice. And to the human and non-human teachers and messengers who will come in and out of your life, let them inspire you to explore unknown pathways. Seek the lesson. That is my reading for today. My information is below. And at the end of the musical interlude that is coming up next. You guys, please take care. I love you. Be safe. I will be back next weekend. Bye-bye.